I was this guy jumping. Look at the picture. I was this guy jumping.
Oh man, I was also faked,
I,
but in the worst way, said in the worst possible way. Let me show you like what happened. Bitcoin is just playing with my sentiments, man, with my feelings.
Bitcoin fucked me up today, man. It's okay. That's that's trading, man. Like Bitcoin fucked me up, man. I was doing so. I thought I was, you know,
Yeah, absolutely. And yesterday you were saying, "Hey, are you long?" And I was like, "Yes." Are you sure? And I was almost getting FOMO, and I was about to say, and I actually said yesterday on Hackers, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna be closing my. I'm not gonna be reacting and anything, just letting it stop me out." And then I said, "You know what? No, no, no. I'm not gonna let this, like get on my over my head, right?" And I kept it. I kept it today in the morning. I was
it
like,
was a good long.
what is it?
It
Shit.
was a good long, man. I mean, I gave a long signal last night around 8 o'clock. So
Oh, nice. But it also that's because you're looking at lower time frames. So for me, I need to wait a
yeah,
little bit
man.
longer. Yeah. And in here, well, I was expecting this moment, right? Right in here. In fact, when we called it out, in the entry here went all the way down to the trend line and then back up. And I was like, good confidence, right? And then this candle came, change of color. And then or today, sorry, we were like, hey, we're going up, we're going up. And I'm like, oh, absolutely. I just need you to touch somewhere around 106 and taking TP1, move my stop to entry. And then he said me, oh, do you really thought I was going up, bro? Boom.
106. Yeah, I went 105.8. What a
Oh, shit.
bastard.
Yeah,
That's
what
our
a
previous day
bastard.
pivot too. That's our previous day high, man. I was looking for it to tap that at least. It didn't get there, man. Like
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
bullshit, man.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, I'm still within the game. I'm in a losing position, slightly losing position. At this point, I wanted to go down. I wanted to go to here. It is. I just moved it, by the way, just out of I don't know why. It just moved on me. Come on, this. All right, and it is right now at 103 400. So 400 ish, right? So 103 500, 103 400. So give or take $100 in here. That is my entry zone for averaging down my half of a position. Because if you guys remember, I went in with half of a position in here. So I will be averaging down. And I mean, if I'm seeing that kind of like volatility, that means something is cooking, right? And this actually is getting me nervous at this point. I'm still holding my strategy. This is not changing. We start seeing a little bit of a flipping here, but this kind of flip slow and pointing to the downside usually leads to further continuation. Look at that, slow and painful, and then leads to further continuation, right? So for me, I believe that we are in here. That further continuation might be getting me right in here, and I think we're going to be seeing once again the double bottom, a double bottom, or maybe sweep of the lows, just like we saw in here. So, I mean, I see it like that, and that is because, well, then we have a strong support at that area, and well, we're still bullish at this point. We're still bullish in the daily. On the 4 hours, not quite there yet. We're just losing the zero line. But if we go to the daily, we'll see that again, once again, that trend line in here, we did not broke with strength. Something that is also cooking in the back of my head, and we talked about this yesterday, it was a possible head and shoulders, right? So as long as we don't lose, oh my God. All right. As long as we don't lose, you gotta be kidding me. Stop doing that. Lock your fibs. Don't you hate it? I mean, I absolutely
Oh yeah.
despite when that yeah when that happens. So basically, we can still do that head and shoulders, but if we start losing the 103, which is my below my entry point, I would say, hey guys, get ready the panic button because we're going to 97, 93 ish zones. And that
Bitcoin's
wouldn't
going
be
to
that bad.
zero.
What? What was it?
Bitcoin is going to zero.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got it right here. Let me see if that worked. No, it didn't.
Nope.
Well, it might come in somewhere in a few minutes. But yeah,
You
it's
heard
going
it
to
here
zero.
first.
Oh,
Bitcoin is going to
There we
zero.
go.
there it is. I don't know why it has a delay. It's going to zero. No, 97, 93, which I believe that it is a good way for a retracement, for a further continuation, for a macro push up. So I want to see that retracement. I mean, I do want to see that retracement. That also get me a new opportunity to buy back at, I mean, half of the way up, which is always nice, and send it to my retirement account. So far that's what I'm standing up, and also I mean the trade from Litecoin. Actually, you also mentioned that you had a short on Litecoin, and I was looking at a short on Litecoin. I already have closed it, and maybe I'm
We
thinking that
closed too.
we could be retracing back up. But what are you seeing, my friend?
Yeah, for sure. So my concern. So I've been watching USDT dominance pretty closely here. Of just trying to make sure it's good confluence, right? So when you have this is USDT dominance. So typically you want to inverse this to make it match kind of Bitcoin, right? So this morning we got a pump and a dump, right? But if we look at this right now, it's a breakout retest. So for me, this is saying bearish, right? So because we SFP'd the low here on USDT dominance, and we put in higher lows all the way up here, and now we've basically swept all this liquidity in here. Now this is a USDT dominance. This is not like an asset, so this is just stable coins. But because we have broken out retest, right? This is an OC special. We should think this would continue to sweep these highs, right? So for me right now, I say cautious, right? Cautious because we had the big fake out. We have put in that structure here. So for me, if we can SFP here, cool. But if not, I mean, I look for this to come back up and rotate to the highs very simply, right? So we look for it to come here. Doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet, right? It doesn't mean, we all want to get bullish. And I mean, I'm a buyer down at these levels on some of the altcoins, right? But for now, it's like cautious, right? Like really cautious. Don't get overextended and wishful thinking, right? It's a dangerous game. So when we go over to Bitcoin here, what we can see is the greatest effing fake out this morning. Okay, so and like OC said, like for me, my daily pivot right up here, 106, right? 106. We have a daily previous high right here. Okay. And I'm waiting for an SFP. Like I will short this, but you're gonna stay here like a little. I mean, I got long here. I think it was VWAP. Yeah, I got stopped out right below this low here for that $400 loss. So patient, right? Didn't FOMO in. And then I took a long here actually at the breakout retest continuation, made $100 here. Okay, that was my first trade on the live stream, and then we dumped, man. We dumped, and it didn't stop, right? For me, there was a little bit of a. You can see here, right? You can see how they got me. They got me, those fuckers. Anyways, so they come to VWAP, which is right here. You see how they did the VWAP reclaim right here. You can see that candle right there. Right here. So they go VWAP, reclaim, and then Sorry, Alex. And then stop loss below the lows here, right? I got stopped out. Looking for that continuation trade, right? But then, so you take the loss, you wait. Now you're waiting, right? What do we have in here? Remember, I always tell you guys, look for this thing, man. This thing's always just got to wait for the retest, right? So when you get chart prime and it's going choo 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 like a laser show, right? You get ready to dance, baby. So what happens is you get this bearish divergence or bullish divergence in here. You just got to wait for the retest, man. Look at that. Retest. I got long like Donkey Kong in here. Okay. Looking to take it up to VWAP, right? And that's that $800 trade, right? So trading strategy, good risk management, right? That's that trade there, right? Hammered it, right? But that's how it goes, right? Like if you can't manage your risk in a situation like this, it can be very detrimental to your account because this thing was down only. All right. Yes, it did pop back up in here eventually, but down only. So we'll see if it does want to continue this morning, but pretty aggressive dump. Nice sweep. Are we out yet? I don't know. For me right now, we're, bull pennant right now, trying to break out. Can we come down? I would like to see this thing come lower. When I'm looking at this, right? Golden Pocket 786. This is our previous day low as well over here. So we got this key level as well. Looking for that to hold. But we came down, we tapped my green box too, which is a liquidity zone over in here. I'd have to zoom out even more for you guys, but you guys know me. We have that untapped liquidity in here. And we tapped it a little bit. Now we're trying to reclaim the range. But is this a breakdown? Right? Look at this fake out. What a bunch of bastards, man. And is this that, right? Or are we going to push from here? That is the question, right? It's always the question. For me, I'd like to say we're going to go back up, but they break out, fake out. Patience. That's what I would stress right now. I've always said to you guys, I don't like this low. I said this low is crap, and I also said that this high is crap. Okay? So I don't like either, which means it can go either way, right? USDT dominance suggests we're going down. I'm just going to wait for the setups, right? That's it. Wait for the setups, wait for it to come to you. I don't think there's a point in rushing a trade right now. I think after something like this, we got the EU bank and then we got the big old rug show, right? Like after something like this, it's just about letting the dust settle and being patient. Like I took this long, right? Because it was in a key area, right? It was a bounce area. It was bullish divergence. It was in a key area. It's very easy for me to manage my risk, understand where my risk is, right? You take a long, you get the retest, you stop loss below the low, right? Very easy trade setup. Right now, not so easy, in my opinion. We have a lot of chop in here, right? We had that breakout, fake out, so that's done. We have the liquidity still at 106. OC wants it to go to the moon, okay? But we still have these lows intact here, right? These lows are still intact, higher lows, right? So this could be a sweep and a go, right? A sweep and a go. We hope, right, OC? Because OC is long. We always want OC to make lots of money so that he can buy us lots of tacos. We had a poll today on my live stream. Spaghetti, you have to get rid of one. Spaghetti or tacos? Pasta or tacos? I'm sorry, I'm Italian. I getting rid of the tacos, bro.
And which one won? Tacos?
55% of people got rid of the tacos, bro.
Oh,
it was a very
no.
close battle. It was a very close battle.
Oh shit, that's awesome. I
Pasta won
will.
by 5%.
Oh, I know. Well, that happens. Tacos might be rough sometimes on your stomach, depending on what kind of tacos. But yeah.
Yeah. So it was good fun. Now, which one's better, strawberries or bananas?
Oh shit, man. Ah, those are my two favorite mix up together fruits. Shit. I
Yeah.
would say strawberries. I think.
Yeah. Right. Strawberries won.
Nice.
So it was mango, watermelon,
Oh, mango.
blueberries, strawberries. I love mango. Mango's my
Awesome.
favorite. It's just so messy, you know?
Oh yeah, but it's the good kind of messy, my friend.
Oh, like a mango smoothie, bro. My God. Call me daddy, right? You know? So good. So good, man.
Oh, dude,
Uh,
yes.
but you've never, so what? The best strawberries in the world are British strawberries. OC, I'm
Really?
telling you, British fresh because of the climate there. It's wet, right?
Right.
Fr- fresh British strawberries, man, incredible,
Oh,
incredible,
I wouldn't think of it. Nice. Wow.
famous. So yeah, for going back to the charts here, looking for this continuation. We'll see if we do get it. Bitcoin does look like it wants, like, what goes up must come down. What comes down must go up, right? So when you have this, kind of move, it's kind of like you just eliminate it, right? I would like to just, we know that there's shorts now trapped here. So where do you think it would climb to? Is probably up here. If this is sufficient enough to do the job to send price back up, then this is where you long, right? Uh, but you got to watch out for what's in front of us, right? So be patient, right? Typically, you come back and recover half of the candle. It's already done that, right? You got hidden bullish divergence in here. So we'll see if that plays out. But for me right now, it's, if this, then that. I wouldn't be surprised if we just chop within the range. Look at this range is very fat. Okay, you don't have spikes, like you don't have areas. It's just fat, which to me says, if we're going to rotate maybe up to the POC, okay, back to orb up in here. But I wouldn't be shocked if now that they're there, they send price here and they go. I would sweep these lows. That would be so. This would be. I would back up the big truck. You know what I mean? I would be a big buyer if we got something like this, higher low market structure change back up on like a 15, 30-minute time frame, something like this. I'm game, right? Gigalong, as I like to say. It's like Kilimanjaro, right?
Nice.
So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Looking at this, though, it's been it's been kind of a shitty week. If we're, welcome back from the Bitcoin conference here. That's our week so far. So kind of very choppy here. You can see the 4-hour candle here looks like Darth Maul. Okay. However, like I said, right? So we have our range here. Now would be our previous day low and our previous day high, right? So we're just within that area. Okay. Buy low, sell high. So this is a buy low area. Can we continue? We'll see. Uh, just stress patience in this kind of environment right now. Don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Looking here generally at the daily. So the daily doesn't show signs of life just yet on our oscillator. Okay, so for me, not we would have had a flip here, but we didn't get it. Okay, so that's something to be aware of. Bearishly. Okay, but money is still green. Don't fade the money. The money is still coming in. right? So as long as we continue to stay green here, you should be looking at this, right? When we have green money flow, we should be looking at this as a buying opportunity. Looking at the 12-hour here, the 12-hour has flipped, okay? So I like this a lot. The 12-hour looks juicy because we flipped here and we are pointing to the upside here. So this, now on the oscillator that I will not name, it has a very bullish signal as well on the 12-hour. So this is confluence with that, okay? So very, very juicy, very juicy. So I like this, especially because the main reason why I like this, though, is because we have still put in higher lows, right? This is a beautiful higher low, right? As long as this thing holds, or as long as we don't close below it on like a 4-hour time frame, we golden, baby. We looking to continue to push, right? It's that 106.5 area, OC's nemesis, that's standing in the way. But hey ho, we'll see what goes on right now.
And can you go
Looking at
back to the previous time frame that you were at?
12
Look
hours.
at that. Yeah, the head and shoulders, it's actually completing here, right? Or it's almost completing here. It has a lower or a smaller shoulder on the right, but we're bouncing. We'll see how that goes because we are now on the neckline, it seems to me.
We're going to Valhalla, bro. People
Oh,
just
absolutely.
people too bullish, man. Too bearish. Too bearish right
Bearish.
now. I like that people are bearish because you smell the sentiment, and as a trader, you're like,
You know what's coming.
I'm gonna make some money, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, love it. Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, look at this 15-minute candle, man. This is beautiful. Coming for all these shorts. I don't know how they saw. I asked a couple of people because a couple of people in my Discord got short. I'm like, how the did you say short here? Where is your okay? A lot of people are like, oh, this EMA. I don't fucking EMA. Isn't that a video game? EA. It's in the game. What a load of shit. I don't.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but
Daga says he showed because of the moons. We haven't looked at the moons for a long time.
you want to look at the moons? We can look at the moons. I got the moons for you here. Where is it? Where's my moon chart?
You're gonna be mooning us?
Hold up. Let me pull my pants. You got a crescent toenail moon. Summer solstice coming up. So you got 15 days between the moons. 1, 2, right? So our next moon, we're halfway there. 7? Yeah, so we still got. So bullish breakout. June 11th. Yeah? Bull moon here. So look at this one. This one played out nice. Look at that. That called the low, and it pumped up only. This one was shit, wasn't it? This one's good. Look at that. That called the double top right there. Bearish moon. Look at that one, baby. That one.
Nice.
This one too, man. This one too. Look how good. Like you can't say this isn't fucking pretty good, man. I would say this is pretty good. This one, why are you gonna short in a uptrend, right? This one continuation down. Even this one here called the low. Oh my god, look at this OC. Short.
Nice.
Long. 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 Short. Pretty good, man. I think it's like 55 to 60% hit rate. depending on your obviously depending on your strategy with your risk management, right? I'm not sure what time frame you would test it on. I'm still waiting for Chart Prime to make me my own indicator, but you
we
guys still
need
not
to
making me an
schedule that,
indicator,
man.
man. You know how much money we could make, but you guys don't like money. So I guess Alex Fernandez doesn't like money. I'm just saying.
Let me write him today. I'll absolutely write him today.
I mean, I got offers from other companies. I'm just saying.
That's FOMO, man.
I'm just saying.
Oh man.
And then I said, "Fuck Salgo." That's what I said.
Oh man.
I'm just saying. But I love Chart Prime. Actually, a lot of people in my community bought Chart Prime with my affiliate this month. So I mean,
oh nice.
I like that. A lot of people from the gang. Because, come on, I'm the order block master. We all know that.
Absolutely.
So they love it. Yeah, but looking at this, right? So we have a bit of a rounded top here, which is happening. To me, rounded tops always tend to return back to where they started. Okay, that's something you should always, that's how you get that stupid cup and handle pattern that you shouldn't ever trade. Okay, don't trade that thing. But so this low is. It would be comical if this holds. That's all I've got to say. Like for me, looking at this, the one thing that's a good tell in here is these lows, okay? These lows are a good tell. Look at them. Look how quickly they've been bought up, right? So OC, you're long, like Donkey Kong.
Hopefully it has a sweep of the lows because that's going to improve my entry. I have another possible entry right there. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it does it.
You can ladder in, yeah.
Nice.
And then the moon will come right here. And then you'll be rich.
Nice. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually right now touching back with Alex about the thing that you just mentioned. Let me get it.
I gave you a list, didn't I?
Yep, you did.
It's not. There's got to be some. We got to put otters on it, though. There's got to be.
Can I suggest all other boxes? Or other.
The otter boxes.
That'll be fantastic. I don't know.
I like it. I like,
you like
it, baby.
All right. Let me resend him. Let me do it.
Okay, let's look at some other things while OC's busy on the clock here.
Sorry.
We're gonna trade the otter blocks.
The otter blocks. That's amazing. Not otter boxes, otter blocks. Yeah.
Injective. Level given yesterday. Retest of previous highs. This looks bullish. DeFi is going to fucking fly. If you like fucking making money, I think Injective's a good setup. I am biased. I hold a boat ton of Injective, like a lot. A lot of Canadian pesos on this one. But Altcoin Daily suggested this like 5 days ago. Okay, so I'm not like the only one who's, think about it. Finance. Who is coming into the market right now? Institutional money. What are they going to look to allocate to? Decentralized finance. Right? Some sort of finance. Who owns this one? This one's Mark Cuban, right? Big name, right? Lots of connections. Right? So position yourself accordingly. But Injective looks good. We also talked about Man, we went through all the poop coins yesterday. I was looking for pullbacks on all of these, and I think they've all come to fruition. So we got Cocky. It's underwater right now. Obviously, we give this thing a big old stop loss. We did Brett yesterday. Almost, bro. I'm gonna cheat. I hit the green box, okay? Popcat, underwater right now, but at a key buy level, okay? Coming down, sweeping the lows. We also did Pengu, okay? And we did Popcat, Pepe. Didn't we do some stupid grassy token or something? This is all from Chart Hackers. Grass. Your ass is grass. Here we go.
Yes.
And look, grass is up too, right? So we'll see if those want to continue to pump today, baby. All setups given yesterday. Did we do anything else yesterday on setup wise? I feel like I'm missing one. Was it Myro? No, it wasn't Myro. Sneck? No. Toncoin? Was it Toncoin? Nope. Okay, so those were all the poop coins. I have them right here. Here's all the setups. Let me just upload them on in the chat for you guys here. 1 second here. Oh, it was Fartcoin. It was Fartcoin. Oh, bro. There you go. Merry fucking Christmas, bro. Here's all the setups from yesterday. That's a pretty good Fartcoin trade, bro. It's already up. 10%. That's some hot air, baby. Look at that. Making money, kicking ass, taking names. Smelly coin.
Nice.
What setups did you give yesterday, OC? I think you did some.
I did some. Let's go over those. I did Ethereum, and I did. Let me check that out.
OC loves Ethereum.
Recently, not gonna lie, recently it's been playing out very nicely. Let me start changing my stuffing here. Let me also share my screen. There it is. All right. So Ethereum, basically Ethereum. I don't know. This is not the one. Let me find it. Sorry, ETH. This is it. All right, perfect. 4 hours, and also I believe I did the 15 minutes. So I was expecting, there we go, a long from here. It actually played out very nicely. So let's just get rid of this. Oh, not that one. Don't move that thing. This one. So it went up from where we were expecting. We have a support zone in there. But then actually went back almost down, especially where we were looking at. Just so you know, I did not trade this 15 minutes straight. Why? Because I already have an Ethereum position open. And then, well, that was taking profits in here, moving your stop to entry. And then, well, then we were expected to come back down and then lose the support. At this point, well, then, I did not play it out. Let me start bringing my indicators up in here. For some reason, they're lagging. Sorry, I'm just reading too many things at the same time. And also, let me bring up my predictive ranges here. Where are those? There is my predictive ranges. So based on my predictive ranges and the previous area of resistance, that's what I was looking for in a bouncing action. So also we were what I was expecting to maybe get a breach in here of the dynamic reactor. Sorry, the zero line on our oscillator. This is not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and off we go. So that's why I was looking for a further move to the downside. We did not quite reach it in here, but it was a pretty nice try that it did. So far we have a bullish divergence. We're still pretty bearish. What I'm looking, it is this same area for a possible breakout, maybe a fake out in here, and then off we go. Depending on how the last candle in here influences or it plays out, like for example, if it's a big body candle like in this case, right? If it's like a big body candle like that, well then I will be expecting a breakout retest continuation to the upside. If it's not, if it's just a slow or a big retracement like it happened right here, well then I will be expecting a further continuation downwards, now looking into this area. By the way, this other circle was my VPVR, which was also alongside with a resistance in here. Let me just bring up my VPVR really quickly. Here it is. And this is an area after an area of ranging, right? An area of smart money entries. Why? Because we can see the big reactions that took place in here with a small money input in there. So, yep, so far looking good. Maybe breakout, retest once again. We are still on the range. If we go to the 4 hours, let me clear this up. I already have erased that entry, so whatever. We're still on this range, and based on this range, there we go. We have some supports right down here, so going lower would make sense as we have our next flip of the ribbon for then the movement to the upside. So let me just wrap this up. Are we gonna be having the 15 minutes push up or push down? Well, I expect a little push up in the 15 minutes, which is part of the same 4-hour candle. So it's just a further movement within the same candle. And then let's go to the 15 minutes so you can see it. Maybe that'll make much more sense. There we go. So I believe that we're gonna be having this and that, right? So a further move to the downside as we go to areas of interest. And what is that area on the 4 hour? On the 4 hour, that will be an order block, dynamic reactor, and maybe getting some strength if we have that flip of the ribbon in here to burst maybe out of this range, because right now we are pretty bullish and our consolidation score, it is pretty high. Usually this consolidation score talks about the last part of a consolidation, like the last itty bitty part, right? But at this point, I think that the big consolidation has also been taking so much time. And look at dynamic reactor. Dynamic reactor, it's already making some pressure on Ethereum. Look at what had happened. This is a fractal breakout ranging for freaking ever until the end of times. And then right there, as the dynamic reactor makes some pressure, the thing goes, hey, oh yeah, I'm awake, I'm doing it, right? And then it moves. So it does it over and over and over, both going up and going down. Something that I like about Ethereum, it is that it has become so predictive on flat pause of continuations that it's become fairly easy to trade. So yeah, that's what I got on Ethereum, my friend. Let me bring up a couple of other things. XRP, so strap in, strap on, strap in. How do you say that?
Strap on in.
Strap on in. Thank you. All right, so strap on in here. We were calling for a possible rejection. It did play out fantastically in here at this area. What is up next? Well then, I remember that I was expecting here a possible sweep of the highs. We already had an alert in here or a resistance. Did not happen. So that was a half of a position going back down in here. We already have a measure moved for a retracement. The first retracement hit, the second retracement right there. And basically at this point, I think that this is over. Let's bring up our support and resistances. Why do I think this is over? Because we are constantly making higher lows and we put in a significant higher high. We haven't taken previous important highs, but I would say that this movement in here is significant and the push down has been slow. Usually push downs are very dramatic. So what I see is a support here from these lines, so something like that, very close to my VPVR in here, and also not yet breaking this trend line. So I would just be waiting for maybe that flip of the ribbon and that flip of them breakout retest, maybe off we go for a possible re-entry in here. At this time, I might not be longing XRP from here on. So yeah, that actually played out very nicely. Let's take a look at LTC. LTC, we were looking for a shorting here. So what happens? We were expecting to have a itty bitty short. In fact, yesterday we had that candle playing out. I already have taken it, closing it, took it at the 15 minutes, and now I'm waiting for a reversal. So this reversal to then take this next shorting here. So we need to be a little bit patient in here. We're having a beautiful undecision candle. That's what I want to see here. Look at that candle. That's a very nice star, I would say. And well, then we need to give it a little bit of time. I'm going to be also waiting for that flip of the ribbon. And so far, that's what I got. I haven't looked at many things in the market. I'm just holding and waiting to see how is it going to be playing out. Hey, LC says, JR, what's up, buddy? For those numbers in settings, you change what is the best based of the 3 minutes opposed to the 30-60 on the 4 hours. You said different time frames. What numbers did I change, my friend? What tool? Let me know. I'll be more than glad to show you.
Yeah, which tool?
It was trendy one. All right, trendy.
Dynamic reactor, yeah, trendy.
Yeah, perfect. So let me show you. I have a video explaining that. It's not a different number. If I go to the 15 minutes, I don't change my trendy. If I go to the 4 hours, I don't change my trendy. Depending on the asset classification, that's when I decide maybe if I should be adjusting. Let's go and do this, and whatever it happens. Well, let's not use this one because it's going to be a little bit confusing. Let's go to the next one. There it is. All right. So as you can see, it was completely random, right? The point in here is that I don't have a point of reference. The next thing that I want to do, is choose your asset, your preferred asset, all right? Then once you're on your preferred asset, go to your preferred time frame. Usually you start looking for your preferred time frame based on how long it takes for a trade to play it out, all right? So for example, I do see that I might be inclined to trade here and maybe, and try to be realistic, maybe, I don't know, here to there, right? So how long did it took that to play it out, right? It took around 12 days. Am I cool with that? To waiting 12 days to take it? I mean, for me, it'll be fantastic because I can do some other stuff and then come back and see how is it going. So stress-free. So if for some reason, let's just say that is not cool for you and we're gonna get back to the 4 hour, well then maybe you're looking for into the 3 minutes. Let's go to 3 minutes and you say, all right, this is also looking juicy. Important, very, very important. When you're saying, all right, I want to trade this from here, again, be realistic. Do you see any double bottoms? Do you see a breakout retest? So maybe you are gonna be trading it from here or from here, which I would be trading it from here, right, all the way to there. But the next question is, do I have enough information? And what do I mean with that? Do I have enough candles to make candle structure? In this case, I do, because I can see a push through, breakout, retest, make a higher high, right? Make a significant high, make a higher low, and then off I go. So I do have enough information. How I wouldn't have enough information, for example, if I said, yeah, I want to trade here and there. Like, really? Like, what do you read between candles, right? There's not enough information for you to have some market structure. Does that make sense? So, I mean, so yeah, I mean, just wanted to say that. The next thing, all right, maybe this is not enough for you, right? Because let's just go ahead and let's read. All right, maybe you're trading this and you have a 1 hour, 6 minutes. That's fantastic. I would say that that's pretty cool, right? But maybe you want to go to 1 minute. Whatever you do, make sure you have enough candles between plays. Now that you have that, all right, and let's go back to the 4 hours so you see the difference. I'm gonna go, for example, let's say, all right, I'm okay with the 12 days. So what I'm gonna be doing with the 12 days, I'm just gonna scroll as far back as I can, all right? So once I scroll as far back as I can, at this point, I can identify trends, right? So why not? Let's do it. And this is part of the thing. So for me, a trend is not a trade, right? So for example, this is not a trend for me. This is not a trend for me. This is not a trend for me. This is a trend for me. This is a trend for me. This is a trend for me. And this is a trend for me. And of course, this is just in return trends ranging, right? So now that I have a definition of what I'm looking for, what I'm going to be doing is turning on my, let me just close this up. Let me turn off trendy, and I'm going to be turning on my dynamic reactor and changing it to trend static. At this point, the trend static, let's just turn it off for now, just for now, all right? And then turn on dynamic reactor. I only want to see my dynamic reactor. Once I see my dynamic reactor, is my dynamic reactor in pair or in sync with my trend? As soon as I broke dynamic reactor, breakout retest, yeah, all the way to breakout retest and then range. Perfect. So at this point, it is in sync to find this trend. Is this in sync with finding this trend? Yes, it is. Look at that. As I break above retest, full trend. As I break below retest, and full trend until I break above retest. All right. So it is showing me trends. Perfect. If for some reason, let me clear this up. Let's go to something that usually doesn't work for me, which is 30 minutes. If for some reason my dynamic reactor, it is not showing me the trends, and remember, when I get to a new time frame, zoom out as much as you can go. And based on that, you go to decide what is your trend. For me, this is my trend, right? And it gives me one, maybe two, but this could be the final part of the trend. So let's go farther back downwards. And strange enough, it is actually showing me trends, all right? So, but there's sometimes going to be a point where you're not satisfied, it's not showing you a trend. If that is the case, just move one time frame above or one time frame below to see if that makes much more sense. Like for example, let's go to 15 minutes, and usually the 15 minutes, and I'm very satisfied on how it shows me the trend, because right here, let me just clear this up, right? I see a much cleaner downtrend, ranging, you see that? Downtrend, ranging, flood process of bearish continuation, downtrend, break of the trend, and it is showing me the trend shift, right? So just go one or below to just get you satisfied with what you're looking at. We are configuring at this point the indicators with your brain, not your brain wrap around whatever the indicator gives you, right? So at this point, 4 hours works precisely or very nicely for me. And don't worry, we need to go over this on the 15 minutes really quickly. I know we're running out of time. It's not going to take me that much. So at this point, if you ever get this error, go to settings, move something, move it back, click OK, wait for it to load, and it should be fixed. Waiting for it to load, 1 second, and here it is. All right, so for me, I'm satisfied on how the trends is measured, right? So now I want a trendy configuration. I want a sell signal somewhere around here. Maybe I would be willing to accept a fake out. Maybe, I don't know still. and I want a buy signal right there. All right. Other ones, I want a buy signal in here. I want a, well, this is a range, so I will be willing to accept some volatility there. And I want a sell signal in here and a buy signal in there. Perfect. I already know where my trends are and where do I want my signals to be. So I go ahead and start right here, turn on my trendy, turn on my candle highlights, make sure it's a trend static, and I start at 20. That's my recommendation, starting at 20. On 20, well then, what do I see? And by the way, let's just give it 1 second. Here it is. I'm going to be, just for now, turning this off so it doesn't interfere with our perspective. And let it rip. There we go. So look at how many signals I have. This is not good, right? Not good for me because I don't want it to show me trades. I want to show me trends so I can trade the trend, right? And because the trend is your friend, when the trend is over, tell me, hey, stop. Right? Stop. Look at what you're doing now. Right? Stop shorting now the bullish trend, because it happens like when we get into a trend and we're doing very well, when we shift the trend, your brain is still wired on the trend, on the previous trend, right? And then you lose mostly everything that you made on your previous wins. And that's what I want it to prevent me to do so, right? I want a harsh, straight up something that tells me, hey, the trend is over, bro. Look back at your strategy, right? So at this point, this is just too many for me, just too much for me on my style. Of course, you might have another style. So I'm going to start increasing this number until I have a sell and a buy, and a buy and a sell, right? So let's go to 30, click away. Let's wait for that to stop moving. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Much cleaner. Remember, on ranging, I'm willing to accept volatility. But so far, look at that. I do have this one in here. I do have this one in here. I just need to clean up these ones right there. So maybe from 30 to 40. Let's see how that 40 plays out. 40, click away. Wait a little bit in here. All right. And basically almost set. Look at where started the volatility, right? Just 1 and 2, but they played out very nicely. So remember, I used 43 because 43, well then in this case, I'll go maybe 50, right? If 50 is too much, I'll go back to 40 and then 41, 42, 43, 45, 46, 48, 49, right? And that's how you fine tune it. Look at that now on 50. This is just too late. For me, this is unacceptable. Right? This is, no, bro, you're drunk, go home, right? So let's go back to 40 and then 41, 42, 43. I already know that I like 43, right? Perfect, click OK. And now you have a very nice debugged area, right? Remember, when I'm willing to accept some volatility is when I'm losing or faking out on the dynamic reactor. That way I have a 3-system look back. Or 3-system, how would you call that? Prevention system. So I do my trend line, right? And then when the trend line is broken, the trend is broken. But I have maybe a fake out. All right, maybe I can go here, look at that, and I could maybe start looking for retracements, right? Breakout retest, my next entry, and then every retracement short, every retracement short, every retracement short, every retracement short, every retracement. Hey, buddy, stop it. Right? And then I look back on what I'm going to be doing. At this point, you can go to the 15 minutes and see, for example, to 5 minutes and see, all right, does that still hold? Remember, I configure the indicator to what I see, not what the market is showing me. So far, it kind of still do. As I break above and maybe 1 or 2 fake outs, right? So maybe I can even kind of like try to remove those. In that case, you just fine tune it. Maybe 50 at this point might be the way to go. Let's just wait for 1 single second, and when we're minute away to ending the class, so let's take advantage of that. And there we go. Much better. You see how clean this is? And remember, because I broke above the dynamic reactor, I'm willing to accept some volatility. And that's it, right? You just fine tune based on your best time frame. And whenever you switch time frames, it's most likely be willing to adhere of what you configure. Remember, we configure in the 4 hour and mostly stick into the 5 minutes. You see how big of a jump? So I rather go, because I'm going to be working on the 4 hours with 43, click OK, and just adequate this with what I already know. Support and resistances, order blocks, VPVR, Fibonacci, so on and so forth, right? So you get the point. So that is it, guys. This is the end of the class because I think Alex also needs to be somewhere else to teach. And hopefully, guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Absolutely. Much love, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Trade safe. We'll see where we go. See you guys tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow.